So yeah.
Hi guys.
This might seem weird. Weird little video we're doing suddenly. But I don't know. It's like the Pokemon series on the channel, I mean, has been going for a while, and we've been done recording it for a while. I think it's like a month ago.
I would say about a month, yeah.
About a month ago since we finished the game. We're actually going to record the post-game soonish. Yeah, anyway, this video will probably go up before the actual finale of the series. And that's because, I mean, in this month I've sort of, well, maybe Lenny also, we sort of gathered our thoughts about the game.
Yeah, we definitely had some time to think about everything in the game.
Yeah. And like our thoughts in the finale video where we talk on the title screen for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Those are still our opinions, but there are initial opinions, I'd say. Like you come right.
Well, yeah, we've had more time to think. Like for example, I was able to play all of that stuff because before I just watched Fat Guy play it, so I was able to play it myself. So yeah, we had some more time to think about it and ruminate and ponder.
Exactly.
All the qualities of this game.
There's been the DLC announcement, so we'll probably talk a bit about that.
Yes, also opportune timing. Today they announced the DLC packs, which are a thing now. So we're going to talk about that as well.
So yeah, main reason we're doing this and not just talking about this during the recording of the post game is because this is probably something I can upload in between the series is going up. Like this is video that can go up before the champion video easily. Because we will talk about spoilers, but we're not gonna reveal our crazy reactions to the plot happening and stuff. Like you'll still see those in the normal playthrough.
Of course.
And here we can sort of like take a pause, think about what we actually want to say. Like if it's during a recording session, for me especially, I don't know how it is for Lenny, but it's usually like quick fire opinions. You're usually not as grounded, I'd say.
Yeah, or you want to take your time and say an opinion, but then suddenly you have to take a break because like there's like plot stuff or something happening.
Something happens,
and then after 10 minutes you're like, oh wait, I have to continue this thought. So yeah.
Yeah, what was I talking about again?
Yeah, this will be a more concise and more a better constructed discussion
exactly
on the game.
So we're going to talk about pretty much the entire game. I don't know how long this is going to take. We're going to try to talk about all the aspects because guess what? There's actually stuff I like about this game. There's a lot of stuff I dislike, but there's a lot of stuff. Well, there is stuff I like. Music, for one.
Yeah, I would say we start with the good stuff.
First of all, I want to state this because I have to state this every time. No matter how you feel about this game, this is just our opinion. And guess what? It is fine to have a different opinion. If you enjoyed this game and thought it was amazing, that is totally fine.
Yeah, I've literally seen people say that they think it's one of the best Pokemon games. And I'm like, oh, that's cool that you have
that's good for
that
you,
much fun with those games.
This game, I mean, I had the feeling after Ultra Sun and Moon, well, after Ultra Moon also, but especially editing these videos, it made me realize how passionate I actually still am for the Pokemon games.
Well, of course, Pokemon is fucking fantastic. We grew up on Pokemon.
And it's like, it's sort of, I don't know, it feels sad to see it go the direction it's going. If you don't feel that way, again, that's totally fine. You can enjoy anything you want, but this is just our honest opinion, I'd say.
I know. I'd say we'll start with the good stuff. So maybe like Fat Guy. What was your?
Wait. Can I think I can summarize this game in a few words. Let's just say it's a rushed, tone deaf. I wouldn't say mess. It's definitely rushed and tone deaf. It's a missed opportunity in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of wasted potential, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, wasted potential is the word I would describe like most of the Pokemon games. Like the recent ones,
mean,
at least.
The most wasted potential is definitely the music.
You think?
Because there's so much good music, but it's wasted on this game.
Like that. I mean, I wouldn't call the music wasted potential because the music is actually good.
I know, so it's wasted on this game. So yeah, whatever. Go ahead, Lenny.
Oh yeah, my first question was gonna be so if we're gonna start with good stuff, Fat Guy, what was the one aspect of this game that you would say like, okay, this they actually did really well?
The entire gym challenge thing.
Yes, I agree. That is by far the aspect of the game that they put the most effort into.
Yeah, it's like, I talked about this during the playthrough also. I'm not like a sporty guy, so the whole sports stadium theme isn't really my cup of tea. But it is still epic to like do the first gym battle and then suddenly la da 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 da. Like that's just fun. And honestly, that should have been what the game was about. They stuck too much to the general Pokemon status quo. Like, what is the reasoning for needing a villain, needing a team yell in this game? Needing, like, they could have just had the looming evil. Like, oh no, there's something, like, amiss. This happened in the past, and then Sonia sort of like researches that entire thing, and then she can get more involved into the plot, because literally in this game what moved the plot was being hungry and luck. Like, oh, let's go to the slumbering weald because I think that's where it'll be. We don't know this, but I mean, whatever. Like, you're just so lucky in this game that everything just works out. In my opinion, it should have just stuck to the gym challenge thing, because that's literally the best aspect of this game.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, the gym... I mean, the battles themselves could have been better. They're still really easy for the most part. But I do think the fact that, like, the gym challenge is such a big deal in this region, this world, makes it just a lot more fun than in previous games. In previous games, you go to a gym, you beat the gym, oh cool, here's a gym badge, and that's it. But here, it's like, you know, it's a big event, you have the crowd, and then, again, like, small details, again, it's totally not that much effort that they put into it, but still, it's like little things, like, for example, I mean, like, every gym you enter, there's always, like, people hanging around beforehand, and they're talking about, like, oh man, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to beat this one. Or like, oh, there's already been this many people that have quit the gym challenge, but we're still hanging on. And there's like the one girl who starts off with like a blip bug, then falls into a toddler and stuff, who like keeps cheering you on with every, like, she becomes your fan with like every gym battle. You know, stuff like that. And then people are walking around, it's like, oh look, oh, it's a gym challenger, oh, they're really good. And they're like, people are talking about it like, oh, they've seen you on TV and stuff. Like, there's so much more emphasis on the whole gym challenge.
Yeah, if they didn't waste time on the technically B plot of the game, then I feel like they could have made a better game.
Still not sure how we're gonna structure this discussion, because now...
Oh, whatever, Lenny.
Yeah, I want to try to keep things clear, but I think we're just gonna keep going all over the place, so whatever. But yeah, you're right.
By the way, about the gym challenge, one thing that I find kind of weird, and it's probably because they ran out of time and this game is horribly rushed. It's like the first gym you go to, oh look, it's a fun gym challenge. You heard the Wooloo, that's fun. Then this gym is your general gym puzzle, that was okay. Then Kaboo was the catching of Pokemon, that was interesting. Then who's the fourth gym leader? Is it B?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Teacup Ride. I guess that's a neat little thing to do before the gym. The actual gym leader battle. Then you have Opal, which is like the theater thing. Like, it was themed, but it was mostly just battling.
Yeah, but that the fun gimmick of like boosting your stats and stuff.
Then the sixth gym. I don't know how this was for you. Like, I'm assuming it's the same, but with ice.
Yeah, it's
and
the same
ice
puzzle
cracks.
with like a blizzard going on. Meanwhile, yeah.
That was a puzzle. I mean, I still feel like that puzzle wasn't really made that well. Because, I don't know, it's like, it's easier to just rush and fall in the hole. And okay, there's the hole, and then I'll avoid the hole next time. I don't know how you went about it.
I tried to really take my time and really find like the correct path forward. Yeah, you can just rush it if you want.
This is where I feel like they didn't have any more time. The Spikemuth gym is battling.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then
it's
Rayhan's gym is
like it's not
battling.
It's not really a gym even. The Spikemuth gym is just you're in Spikemuth, and then it's like you go to the end. It's like, oh yeah, okay, you're gonna fight the gym leader.
Yeah, it was themed, but there was no gym challenge. And then for Rayhan's gym, it's like, yeah, just battle.
Yeah, they kind of lost steam by the end. Yeah, well, I would say, since you already mentioned it, with the gym challenge, that it should have been the main focus of the plot, and they didn't need to, stick with the typical
go ahead.
Pokemon stuff of like, alright, so you gotta have an evil team, and then you gotta have a villain that's gonna have an evil plot that involves a legendary Pokemon in some way, and then at the end there's a cool battle, and then you save the day, you catch the legendary, and everything's fine and dandy. It didn't need that structure. At first I was like, there's Team Yell, who's like completely obsolete, but on one hand I do kind of like the sense that once you get to Spikemuth and you deal with that, like Team Yell, like they learned their lesson. So they're not gonna bother you anymore. It's over. They're just gonna cheer on Marnie, but not be assholes about it, because they learned their lesson. And that was something that was like, oh, that's kind of neat. So
Yeah.
but yeah, the whole thing with Rose is just obviously just like, oh, we're gonna need a cool evil villain at the end, so we can have like a cool legendary thing happen.
But that's like the part where the game gets tone deaf, because at first they wanted to make it a joke. Like, I'm still not entirely sure what that entire the guy you have to catch with the key to the elevator or whatever, like the guy where Marnie cheers you on during the battles. That entire part is like sort of like, oh, jokey, and it's kind of wacky and funny. And then Pierce sings a song, and in the confusion and the commotion, we stole his key. And then, oh, we're so silly, we're hungry, and let's go up the elevator and we'll have this wacky anime music playing, and it's so silly and wacky. And then you get up there, and I feel like it was supposed to be like an oh shit moment, like, oh fuck, this is actually serious, but it's handled so terribly because it's set up nowhere.
I'm just thinking about it now, and it's just like, what were they thinking? Like the fact,
It's like, it would have been fine if they actually made fun of the general Pokemon like fare, but then they did, but then they didn't.
Yeah, like honestly, I feel like there's not much we can say about it because there's just not a lot there. Like, okay, so
there's a lot there.
Well, I mean, so yeah, that entire sequence of like going up Rose Tower and stuff is complete bullshit, because it's like doesn't make any sense. Because we're just like kind of hungry and silly and haha, and it's like, oh, they're just in a meeting, so yeah, Leon will be a little bit late. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but no, that's fine. Even the Oleana battle, where she like gets really, really angry, could have been played up for laughs. But that's like the point sort of where it shifts to like, oh, this might actually be serious.
Yeah, with their whole discussion. Like,
yeah, and then you see Leon and Rose talk, and then it's like, oh, I guess this is actually meant to be serious.
Yeah, and then it's like the thing where no, they're talking, and Leon is like, "What, dude? What are you talking about? We have the championship going on and stuff. Don't worry about it." And he's like, "No," and then Rose is like, "No, but it's gonna happen in 1,000 years, and we gotta be prepared." And then Leon's like, "Okay, listen, tomorrow we're gonna have the finals. We're gonna have that battle, and then after the finals, I'll help you, and then we'll deal with all this stuff." So it's like, within 24 hours, everything will be solved. And I guess then, and I guess that's the point where Rose thought, oh wait, I remember I have to be the villain. So then he decided to become the villain.
It's really not very well explained how Leon was gonna help Rose. Like, did Rose need a strong trainer to catch Eternatus? Was that the plan?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
What was the plan? Did they need to catch him? Okay, sure, but it was never explained, I think.
Well, so here's the deal. Rose was using Dynamax energy as an energy source.
Yeah, sure.
But he was like, oh no, shit. Our energy's gonna run out in 1,000 years. That sucks. I need to prevent this.
Yeah.
So he thought, I know, Dynamax basically originates from Eternatus. So I'm just gonna find Eternatus and then use it to get like...
That's actually amazing. He just found Eternatus.
To get like infinity Dynamax energy to save the world. But then it's like, oh no, the energy was too much. And Eternatus broke free.
Oh no about it.
Oh no, he wasn't at all. I mean, that's the part. It's like, yeah, because like he wanted to start the Darkest Day because that's when everything got like flooded with Dynamax power, and all the Pokemon were like Dynamaxing all over the place. But still, it's so dumb that he suddenly just goes, "Oh, hello everyone, time to cause the apocalypse."
Yeah,
like on the big TV screen. Like,
also there's like no pressure or word I'm trying to think of. There's no like real stakes. It feels like, yeah, there's no real stakes during the ending. I feel like nothing's really happening, and that's just amplified by the fact that Rayhan goes, "Oh, the city was evacuated. Everybody's been brought to a safe place." You walk slightly to the left, and everybody's still in the city.
Yeah, it's those things that make it feel like an afterthought.
Yeah, with a bit more effort, this really could have been a really important and, well, high stakes moment, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, and even then you still see people around. They're like, "Oh my god, what are you guys still doing here?" And then they go like, "Oh, this is my favorite type of curry."
Yes.
It's like, yeah, okay, sure.
I mean, I guess that's in a lot of Pokemon games, like when the apocalypse is happening with Kyogre and Groudon. You can go to towns and people are talking about normal stuff, maybe?
Yeah.
Actually, don't know.
Well, no, in Sutopolis, everything is closed down, everything's fucked. Yeah, if you go, I think, to Moss Deep and Lily Cove, it's like kind of raining or whatever, like in Sapphire, I mean. But other than that, it's fine. But that's but it's still like localized in that area. And when you walk around in that area, the weather's all kinds of fucked. So you see like, oh shit, this is going down. Here it's like, oh, the city is kind of, it's like nighttime in Hammerlock. Okay, so then if you exit to the wild area, it's like, oh, everything's fine. There's not even like a dark cloud that they added above the city or whatever. Like, yeah, everything's just fine and dandy.
I feel like the explanation for that might be, and not just me looking for an explanation, is that the dark cloud was actually on the little tippy top of the tower, which you can't see from the wild area, at least from where we were looking at it. Maybe if you go to the bridge that overlooks Hammerlock, you might be able to see it, but I don't know because I'm past that part of the game and I can't go back and check.
Yeah, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah.
So then, what about all the stuff where, what actually happens? Like, okay, first off, you fight Rose, and it's like again, you enter the power plant, and it's like, oh, the power plant. Okay, it's just one room where Rose is standing, and it's like, oh, this room looks cool. And then Rose is like being basically his whatever self.
Yeah.
Basically at that point. And then then you start to battle, and suddenly epic choir and drama, and he looks down at his Pokeball all pensively, and then he clutches it in his hand, and it's like, oh wow, they were actually trying something here. Too bad it completely fails.
Yes,
because that was the point where you can see they wanted to do something, to do something, but they fucked up, and it sucks because if it was executed properly, it would have been cool.
Yes, exactly. That's the entire problem. And that's what I mean by tone deaf. Nothing is executed well. or like it just something haha happens and then boom 180.
Because that stretches all the way to the Eternatus battle as well, where it's like, it's this. Again, it's like it's a moment that should have been, that looks really cool.
It could have been cool.
Isn't.
It was set up better.
Yeah, because it's like
you heard about Eternatus literally 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Eternatus has awoken. Now wait, who's that? Oh yeah, it's like this super strong Pokemon. It's like Dynamax, like whatever.
Yeah, it would have been cool if like Sonia or a researcher actually like sort of hinted at this.
Yeah,
and like see what she was actually the person who like tells you like, go check out the graves of the legendary doggos. Like maybe something is there that can help us solve this problem. But no, you go to the forest to the slumbering weald on a whim, on Hop's whim, and then Sonia's there like, oh, what are you guys doing here? It's like, oh, we're stopping the darkest age. She's like, what do you mean? Oh, I guess maybe the dogs are here.
Oh my god,
Sonia is so useless.
I completely forgot that when you talked about, we're gonna stop the darkest day, that she was like, wait, what? What is happening? Oh, that's weird. I was just here completely by coincidence.
Yeah. Mom walks out of the house and like, oh man, everything is so fucked up in the world. Like all these people. She's not concerned. It's like, again, zero stakes. Ah, man.
Yeah, but then again, stop. I was talking about Eternatus. So then, again, it's a moment where it's like, you get up there, it's like, oh shit, you see Eternatus, like, holy shit, what the fuck is this thing? It looks really menacing and cool. And then again, it's like the cool cutscene with like, okay, Leon is gonna catch it, and like, then wait, it needs to shake. Then it shakes, but then it breaks free, and like, all the wreckage starts flying all over the place.
By the way, why is Leon like KO'd from the Pokemon breaking free?
Oh, dude, it was so intense. He was like, what? How can this break free? And then he fainted.
Oh no!
No, like, again, it's like, okay, so then you fight Eternatus. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. It's kind of like a boss thing. You can catch it, you have to fight it, and it's like, okay, but it's dead. But then it's only transformed into this giant hand that's coming from like a portal, and you can see like portals all over the place, and the storm swirling and wreckage flying over the place. And again, it's like a moment that's like, holy shit, what is this? And it feels...
it's the shit, we can't do anything moment.
Yeah,
like,
and it
you
feels,
know the Shadow Queen?
Yeah, and it feels kind of intense, and it's like, you can't do anything. It's like, shit, what are we gonna do? But then, of course, you remember, the doggos can help us. And then the doggos appear, and they're gonna help you.
No, you don't go, the doggos can help us. You're like, shit, what are we gonna do? Oh, then Hop goes, remember the sword and shield, let's hold them up and
remember that thing that we did like 5 minutes ago? I forgot about that. Maybe, like, I don't know what to do with them, but like, we'll just hold them, I guess, and maybe something will happen. Maybe something will happen.
We're gonna die anyway.
Yeah. And then the doggos appear, and it's like, oh shit, you're with 4 now, and it's gonna be like a raid battle against this giant hand coming from space, and you have this uplifting music with like the dogs howling and stuff. And it's like really cool, but then it's like, yeah, but who is Eternatus again? And then it's like, oh man, this fight's gonna be so crazy. Then it's like, oh wait, the dogs already killed it. They did all the work, so it's fine.
Yeah, but that's again missed potential with the entire thing. Like, the music is just so cool and uplifting and corny, but the kind of corny I love. And like, I told Lenny about this before we started recording, but I imagine this kind of music happening in a game. Like, forget Pokemon and its entire kid-friendly thing, but imagine like Hop is a character, your best friend, a fellow knight or whatever, and he falls off a cliff and dies during some sort of important thing that happens previously during a plot MacGuffin that happens in the game. And then you're in the final battle against Eternatus, but you're the lone hero, and you need the 2 heroes to stop to stop Super Dementio. I mean Eternatus. and then shit, what am I gonna do? And then you hold up your sword, and suddenly the music starts playing, and so da da da, and then Hop comes in riding on his wolf, like, guess what? I lived, and then the uplifting music starts, and together you defeat Eternatus.
In a battle that still takes some effort.
Yes, that is horribly corny, but at least set up.
Yeah.
And would have been so much better. Oh, man.
Yeah, and I guess this is also a good time to, like, speaking of Hop, Hop is a character in this game with, like, a character arc that I will say gets some more stuff in the post game.
Okay, sure.
But even still, like, what's up with Hop? What do you think of Hop? Because I'm actually curious. Like, what's your opinion on Hop?
They could have done way more with him. But his arc, like, it's introduced and solved a bit too quickly. Like, the introduction, oh, he lost a beta and he's sad about it. And then you meet Leon once and he just casually mentions it, like, oh, Hop was looking sad, I guess. By the way, go to the next route, as everybody does in this game. And it would have been better for Leon and Hop to have, like, a little moment as brothers would. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But, yeah, I think Hop is... Like, okay, I know, since, like, we played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I know you like How.
Yeah.
But for me, Hop is How, but, like, actually good. Like, what How should have been more like. It's like, he is, like, the super happy, friendly guy. And it's like, oh, good buddies. But,
yeah.
But again, he has, like, the arc where he starts doubting himself.
Well,
and
Hop is just How again.
Well, but executed better, I think, because, like, with How, it's more like How's issue is the fact that he doesn't take battles seriously, but it's like he still battles. With Hop, it's a more, well, I mean, it's not serious, but it's still for him, it's a more serious question of, like, shit, am I just bad? What am I fighting for? Am I tarnishing my brother's name? And, like, the self-doubt and stuff, and the fact that you actually see his character development through gameplay, where you fight him twice with completely different teams. And also the fact, like, he himself takes this problem a lot more seriously himself, like, that he needs to work on it and stuff. And so, yeah, in the end, I actually really liked Hop. The only issue is that he could ease up a bit on the, oh, yeah, you're my true rival. And, oh, yeah, my true rival, and we're gonna go over here, my true rival. And then, of course, like, typical hand-holding stuff that's in all the games recently. But, like, still, like, from a character standpoint, I found Hop a lot more interesting than How, in any case.
Well, I feel like he still could have been integrated better into the actual story of the wolves. Like, and he's your like, fellow knight. That could have been an entire thing, but it just wasn't. Mm-hmm. Like, it could have been anyone standing alongside you with like the wolves and Eternatus. It could have been Marnie.
Yeah. I also feel like if it could have been done a lot better, like if they paced that, that his character arc a bit better, where maybe, like, there's a bit of a longer period where he's sad and in the dumps, and maybe he's maybe it's like a bit more serious, so that by the end, when he finally goes back up and finally, reaches his potential or whatever, and finds his reason for fighting and stuff, that it feels a lot better. And if that's like coincides with fighting Eternatus and stuff, it would have been better.
Like, you're about to do the battle against Eternatus, and he's like, well, I'm not sure if I can do this. I'm a loser. I can't help you defeat this evil. But then you pick him up, or Leon is there, and they have a moment, and then you're like, okay, let's try. And then you do the sword and shield thing, and the wolves come. I don't know. It could have been handled better.
Yeah, I think we've said pretty much everything about this stuff. Because, like, honestly, because yes, go ahead.
one more thing about Hop is, sure, his arc, like we talked about it, but one thing I do like is during the final battle against him, against Elite Hop, he does do all of Leon's mannerisms because he's been watching all of Leon's matches and he just picked up his movements. Like he slaps his face before the battle, he throws a ball like Leon, and then when he does the Dynamax, he trips because he's not Leon, he just does his own thing, but then he couldn't quite get it, and it's charming, and like tries to be like Leon. So there's glimpses of well done stuff.
True, like his fight at the end was really good. It's probably
the music is
one of the
really
highlights.
good.
Oh, it's the best music in the game, in my opinion. Like his second battle music.
Like
it's
part
the best
where
music in the
people
game.
start clapping, it's so fun.
Yeah, when it turns into a salsa.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but like, okay, so everything we've talked about until now, it's all been plot stuff. But who cares about the plot in these games? It's all about the gameplay, my dudes. Like, that's why we play video games. So what's up with the gameplay in this game?
The gameplay is Pokemon gameplay.
Yeah, but like, no, but like, this is different because they had like so many new features. Like, you have the wild area, you have camping, you have like the raid battles, like all that new stuff. Like, all that new stuff that they kind of put effort into. Sometimes
I feel like the wild area, like, I'm not gonna preach us or just the world needing a open world Pokemon game. But what I would have liked is that the wild area, if it was more integrated into the like the gym challenge, and for example, you can choose whether you fight Kaboo, Nessa, or Milo first. Like you can, and like you go through the wild area to go to them instead of like general routes. Like they could have integrated the wild area to like the game, but it's just this one area where you can go and the online stuff happens.
Yeah, like I think it's a good idea to start with the wild area because that's like that was the most advertised feature of this game. So I
Does it
think
hold up? No.
It not really. Like my thing with the wild area is that it's a really cool idea, and then they thought of the idea and thought, oh, that's cool, like an open world type of area in the game. That's gonna be so cool. People are gonna love it. So they put it in the game. And it's like, okay, cool. Then we're gonna put like there's a bunch of wild Pokemon in there. You have like weather changing, and that changes the Pokemon that you find in the overworld.
By the way,
right.
I would have liked it more if weather was a bit more global in the wild area.
No, but like,
sure,
okay,
you
so
can
then
have a
we're gonna
sandstorm
add
in the sandy area.
Yeah, no, we're gonna add weather in the game. That's gonna be cool, and then we're gonna then you're gonna be able to do raid battles, and then you can interact like together with other people, like kind of co-op experience. That's cool. Those are like some neat stuff. Okay, so then when you run around, can you like find like hidden areas? Can you find like maybe dungeons, or maybe you can find like no, maybe there's just stuff to find and stuff to explore in the area. Oh shit! Wait, what? And then they stopped.
Yeah, remember when we first saw the ghost tower and we're like,
what's that gonna be?
Take a look. It's
nothing.
It's just okay. I guess this is just to
no.
signify there's ghosts.
Yeah, and there's like a few hidden items and like a berry tree. Yeah, like that's a big thing. The wild area is cool, but like you have wild Pokemon running around, and the first time I was like, oh cool, it's this Pokemon. Oh cool, it's that Pokemon. Then there's berry trees, and then there's the raid battles. Other than that, there is nothing else than those things, and that sucks.
Nope.
Like imagine if you have the wild area and then you find like this corner, and then suddenly there's like a hidden pond or whatever with like, and there's like special Pokemon that you can only find there, and like maybe it's like special items and stuff like.
Yeah, imagine like
or like a little cave that you can explore.
Going the first time entering the wild area and like under a bridge, you see like, oh look, there's a little alcove. And then you have to come back with your bike and you go in there and there's like a cave and there's special Pokemon and like it could have had a few more things in there.
Yeah, it's like they wanted to add an open world area to the game, but they didn't really think of like, okay, but why are we putting an open world part in the game?
Also, their drawing distance is terrible and doesn't suit the wild area.
Oh man, and it's not even just in the wild area; it's like everywhere. The draw distance.
I know, but in the wild
terrible.
area, it's worse because the camera angle is controlled by you.
Yeah, that's also things like they found some cool improvements. Like, oh, you can control the camera and stuff. Oh, but only in the wild area though. Yeah, so yeah, the wild area is definitely like, again, like the potential is there for something really cool, but whatever. I mean, we're gonna talk about the DLC after we're done talking about the original game, and we're gonna come back to this point. So yeah, other than the wild area, you have like the raid battles you can do inside the wild area. How are those raid battles? They're again like they could have been cool, but they kind of.
I haven't done 5-star raid battles, so I don't know if they actually get hard. But up to 4 stars, they're piss easy.
Yeah, up to 4 stars, there's a complete joke. Actually,
you can
I mean, no, like if you're in an early game, a 3-star is gonna be like super hard, but like
yes, Lenny.
But like the difficult, like when you're playing the game, you're gonna be able to do all those, like 1 through 4, you're gonna be able to do those no problem. The 5 stars,
5?
I've done like 2.
Yeah.
But it's like I did them with randos. No, I mean like with NPCs. I mean that you can. So it's not like even with other player characters. And I lost. But because like they definitely are more difficult. But I can imagine like if you just level your Pokemon to level 100.
Oh, like my Big D Daddy.
Like if you just level up to 100, and then maybe if you just have like 1 person or whatever with you, then it's just no problem probably. But I can't say for certain because I haven't played them enough yet.
Okay, but is there a special reward for doing 5-star raids? That's not extra large experience candies.
Nope.
So what's the point?
Because you can get like cool Dynamax forms.
Oh, okay, sure.
Which is also the thing, like with the Dynamax feature. Like, oh yeah, no, I mean, sorry, Gigantamax.
The Gigantamax feature?
Yeah, it's like Gigantamax, and it's like, okay, cool. So, like, for example, there's a cool Gigantamax form of Orbeetle. It's like, cool, I have an Orbeetle, can I Gigantamax it? No, you have to catch a different Orbeetle that is Gigantamax in a raid battle, and only then you can Gigantamax it.
So you have to
you have your Orbeetle with you that you've like that has grown, and you've had it with it for the entire adventure. Yeah, fuck it, you can't Gigantamax it. Fuck you. Like, why?
Yeah. Okay,
that's so stupid.
You can tell me, is there some sort of candy that can allow non-Gigantamax Pokemon to get their Gigantamax forms?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. If it was the case, I would have seen it by now, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I would have heard about it at least.
Yeah, the wild area, the raid battles leads directly into the online, because I have some things to say about the online.
Dude.
The episode where we like take 20 minutes to connect with each other.
Oh my god, that was so stupid.
I cut out a lot of us fumbling around. So it's not as egregious for you, and I thought like, oh, I guess this is kind of funny, us messing this up. But some people were kind of upset.
Well, I haven't checked the comments, like, because that's the thing, like, were we stupid, or was it just really stupid, or was the game stupid?
The game is very unclear. Like, it says you can put in a password, and then you'll be sure to connect with your friend. It doesn't say, okay, if they put in the password also, just wait and you'll connect.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unclear, and why can't I just click on Lenny because he's my friend, and I can say like, trade with Lenny. He is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's so clunky and weird and unnecessary.
Yeah, especially when like the global trade station exists.
It doesn't.
Well, no, I mean, it used to exist, and it was great.
It worked really well. I don't know, man.
how about like Dynamax in general as like the new gimmick? Like we had Mega Evolution, then we had Z moves, and now there's Dynamax.
I stand by my opinion. That's the worst gimmick so far.
I agree. It
really
is
the least interesting gimmick so far, because this is literally Mega Evolution, but it just gives you double the HP if you have the max thingy, the max meter or whatever, and all your moves are usually stronger. They might actually become weaker because, for example, close combat drops in power because it raises your attack. Yeah. It's like, but every single Dynamax move is the same, except every Gigantamax Pokemon has its signature move. I think.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, they do.
So, I guess that's neat, but most people that like build their team are not going to use Gigantamax Pokemon because you have to put in a weird amount of effort to get them.
Yeah, because again, it's like, okay, so you're in a raid battle with like a Gigantamax Pokemon. Cool, you managed to beat it. Now you can throw a Pokeball. It could just get out and escape, and then what?
Well, no, sure, you can use an Ultra Ball, and I haven't seen an Ultra Ball fail on those, but it's just like, like you said, if you have an Orbeetle, you're not going to replace your Orbeetle.
Well, I mean,
also...
No, it's like, we are not going to do that. Like, the competitive people that like breed all of their Pokemon,
yes,
they don't mind.
Lenny, yes, that is true, but people who play the game once, which is what Game Freak, like, is the main audience Game Freak wants to please. People who play the game once and then drop the game. Like, they're not going to do that. It's like, I have an Orbeetle, let's catch this cool Orbeetle and have him be cool, like, during gym battles, and that's it. Dynamax is weird.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to do some sort of Mega Evolution thing with it and give Pokemon alternate forms, but I like Mega Evolution better because you can use it during any battle, and it actually changes your stats, and you might get new types, you might get new ability, exactly. So I don't know, it was just better.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like the Gigantamax form, it changes literally nothing except that it knows one move. Like,
yes,
for the rest it's exactly the same, so who cares?
No, but I guess that's cool for the competitive people to like do a bit of puzzling, because some of those moves might have some cool effects. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I think the only thing we haven't talked about is like the Pokemon themselves, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so yeah, first off...
technically, I still have like some stuff to say about Marnie and Bede.
Oh, we'll do that first then.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
So again, Marnie's cute, but I would have liked her better in a better game. She would have probably been one of my favorite characters in a game where effort was put in, because there's like tiny little I don't know. There's like, I don't know. I like Marnie, but I want to like her more, but there's just nothing to like about her because she doesn't do anything. Like, she's cute, and I like cute.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's what you say. She's cute, and I like cute, but she doesn't do that much.
No, exactly. Like,
I mean,
could
like,
have done more with her.
Yeah, it's like, it's her, and like, oh, look, like, and you have like her big brother Pierce, and like, oh, Pierce wants her to be the gym leader, and she's fighting to bring more attention to Spikemuth. Like, it's kind of neat, but it's so, yeah,
like,
whatever.
You don't care enough.
Yeah.
Like, again, there's no like stakes or importance to anything that happens.
Yeah. So then what about Bailey?
It's like that also feels like an afterthought, because like, he's the jerk, and that's like cool when you first meet him, and he keeps being an asshole, and then the story sort of forgets about him, and he goes with Opal, and then suddenly he appears at the end. It's like, I have changed. Yeah, okay, that was fun, I guess.
I have changed completely off screen.
Yes! Like, they sort of wanted to make a joke about, like, oh, I've been through so much pink, and that lady was weird. But that leads back into the Rose and Oleana thing. Like, they're way underdeveloped, so... Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the issue. All right, that's it. Go ahead, Lenny.
All right.
Actually, one more thing I want to say, and you might disagree, but I think like something that would amplify these games for me, and might sound weird, is if Pokemon finally gets voice acting. And that might be the Fire Emblem player in me talking, but whenever a character talks and actually shows personality in their text, that just makes the game better for me.
Oh no, I mean,
if they're actually voice acted well.
Hypothetically, just hypothetically, let's say there was someone I liked. Someone I'd always been close to, but who never saw me as a woman. I mean, in that case, I'd have to be the problem, right? I don't... Oh. Oh!
But then again, roses with thorns are the ones I enjoy tending best.
And does the budding gardener think cajolery makes the flowers grow?
Cajo? I don't know that word.
In, out, out. That's it? I could definitely do that. I couldn't do it, Shamir.
I mean, I totally get it. The fact, like, this, especially if you see what they did specifically in this game, it would have been better with voice acting. Like, oh look, it's Piers the singer and he's gonna sing to distract.
No, it's worse when you walk into Spikemuth and like you enter his little basketball area where he does a performance, and it's just people yelling like woo woo woo, and Pierce is singing but there's no sound, and it's such an awkward cutscene.
Yeah, I've been singing Pierce's song this entire time. The joke is that you can't hear it because he doesn't sing at all because he has no voice.
I get it, Lenny. I got the joke. It's funny.
Oh man.
So yeah, I don't know, and it's not like they don't have the budget, so just do it. The games will be better, I think. And you could be like, oh, but there's so much text in this game. Fuck you. Fire Emblem Three Houses is more text. It does.
Yeah, the only problem I can think of is that voice acting is just gonna be shitty voice acting.
I mean, if it,
like even then, just
Three Houses has decent to good voice acting. There's some bad stuff, but it's like you take it. It's like, of course, there's gonna be worse voice actors than other voice actors, but just try your best. I think games will be better, but hey.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I think the one big thing we still haven't talked about is the Pokemon in this game, and I guess by extension the whole Dexit situation.
There's just been a few moments where I've been wanting to talk about the DLC already, but
me too. But I'm keeping it.
Yeah. Hold up, I'm actually gonna, because there's probably Pokemon I still haven't seen, but at this point I really don't care. So I'm actually gonna get the Pokedex on Wikipedia real quick.
I think you just haven't seen like the exclusive ones, like Appleton and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. So generally, I think most of the Pokemon are decent at best to me, but I'll get a quick scroll through because of course there's ones I really like.
Yeah,
but most of them are just.
There's a lot more. There's a lot of Pokemon that are more than decent at best.
I know, but they're still like, for example, the starters, like they're all just decent.
Well, yeah, that's true. The starters, it's like the worst starter set so far, I think.
This might shock you, but I actually don't really care for Orbeetle.
No, Orbeetle is the fucking coolest. Like, I'm still debating whether I think I might like Vikavolt a little bit more than Orbeetle. But Orbeetle is still sick.
I like Wooloo. I guess I like Applin and Flapple. The fuck is Appleton?
Yep, that's Appleton. It's a big apple pie.
Okay, Flapple makes so much more sense because it's like the dragon pops out of the apple.
Also, you see Appleton? You see those cute droopy ears?
Yeah. Oh, those aren't eyes?
Those aren't ears. Those are his eyes. When it attacks, like they flop up and it's like, bleh.
I do like the Hat family. Like Hatterem and... Well, I guess Hatterem is the cutest out of the family.
Yeah, I like Hatterem the best, I think.
I don't give a shit about Impidimp. I know you do.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites of this entire gen.
Snom is cute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Ice
Cube. What's your
Ice
opinion on
Cube?
Ice Cube?
The fuck?
It's a penguin, but it has an ice cube.
This is this the actual in-game term?
What? Oh yeah,
It has an-
you have the ice form and you have the no ice form.
No, the noise
Yeah,
form.
yeah, the noise.
Is that actually in the game?
Yeah, that's the legit term.
Dude,
It
that's
is-
like the hangry mode for...
Well, yeah,
for,
you have a hangry mode and you have noise form. It's really stupid, but
What?
it's funny, so fuck it, I like it.
Yeah. Alright then. So yeah, I was scrolling through and I'm lukewarm on a lot of Pokemon actually. So there you go. Like Wooloo is fuck yeah, I love Wooloo. It's adorable. But other Pokemon are like, yeah, I'm telling you, decent at best.
Yeah, I think in general, I like the Pokedex. I like the Alolan Pokedex more.
Mm-hmm.
But still, the few Pokemon that I like in here, I really like.
Yes, that's true. There's a lot of Pokemon. Well, there's Pokemon that are like, oh, this is really cool. But generally, they're whatever. I'm pretty whatever on the Dexit.
Yeah, I never
I
thought it
don't-
was that big of a deal, honestly, because
I
like, I'm a
mean,
person that's like, I want to use new Pokemon anyways, so whatever. But it's still a really dumb thing to do, especially when they give you like an excuse, and then the excuse
Yes.
turns out to be complete bullshit, so...
Yes. Yeah, well, their excuse should have just been, sorry, we don't have enough time. And then
Yes.
people would have still been mad, but it would have been the truth.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's all I gotta say.
I guess this is the time
But guess
where
what?
we
They
transition.
fixed the Dexit. What?
Yeah. But they went, oh, it's okay. We're gonna give you them back. Like, a part of them for $30. Wink, wink.
Yeah, but isn't there a free update where you can still, like, for example, if you send them over to the Pokemon Home, you can still get them on your game?
Yeah,
even
so
if you-
okay, so
if you don't buy.
Yeah, so let's start from the beginning. So earlier today there was the Pokemon Direct where they announced the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass, which I never saw coming because I thought it was just gonna be a boring direct about the smartphone stuff. So whatever.
It's weird how they introduced it, because they were like, usually we release a new game built off the original game with like new stuff in the game, but this time we're gonna have a season pass. So what, is there gonna be no new version, or
Well, yes, that is literally what they said.
what?
Yes, they literally said usually we make a third version, but now we're just gonna update the actual game
Okay.
with new stuff. So yeah,
Well,
they announced-
hopefully this doesn't take a lot of effort, and then they can actually put time in a new game.
Well, yeah, no, they announced the expansion pass. It's gonna have 2 packs, one in June, one in the fall, and they're both gonna have a bunch of stuff. They're both gonna have like
Don't say a
new,
bunch of stuff, Lenny.
They're gonna have a bunch of stuff. They're gonna have a new wild area to explore. They haven't mentioned how big it is, so who knows?
Well,
So
the
they're gonna
original
have
wild
an-
area isn't even that big.
So they're gonna have like a new wild area. They're gonna have a bunch of, like a whole bunch of old Pokemon that weren't in the game before are now gonna be there, and there's gonna be
Well,
like
again, when you say-
tiny bits of plot stuff.
Lenny, you
I
say
guess
a
with
whole
new
bunch of
characters.
new, a whole
Listen,
bunch of
let-
old Pokemon.
That guy, let me finish first. I'm laying it out for the listeners, and then we can talk about it. So
As if they haven't seen it.
just go with me, okay? So yeah, so they're both gonna have a new wild area. They're both gonna have old Pokemon that will return that you can now find. They're gonna have like kind of plot stuff with new characters, and then there's gonna be new Pokemon as well. Though they haven't said how many new Pokemon there are gonna be. Maybe they already showed all of them. Who knows? And there's gonna be like kind of like new gameplay stuff. Like the second one's gonna have a new kind of co-op mode that you can play. And yeah, and the thing is, they're gonna price it at $29.99, and you can buy it right now. But yeah, when they first announced it, I was like, okay, whatever. We'll see what this is. And I will admit, again, immediately, you were like, oh, man, yeah, they didn't say. And it's not a bunch of stuff.
No.
But it is more than I was expecting. For sure. Because...
For $30?
But no, let me finish. It was more stuff than I was expecting. And I was like, I wasn't expecting new wild areas to be added. So I was like, oh, this is cool. And when they showed off, like, the little bits of the wild areas, I will admit my first thought was, wow, these are what the wild areas should have been from the start. Because if you look at them, they are a lot more detailed. There's a lot more difference in like different elevations. There's like little tunnels, little caves, like a lot more different kinds of terrain. Like they are what the wild areas should have been. They look a lot less empty, which is good.
Well,
that is something I really like.
They
actually
look a lot less empty, but it's kind of annoying to see the trailer and you still have to like fill in some of the blanks yourself.
Well, yeah,
like
true,
is this gonna be worth it? Maybe.
Well, yeah, it's like, okay, so that's cool. They showed off like, yeah, there's gonna be like new plot stuff, but it's gonna look, I mean, it's probably gonna be extremely bare bones. Who cares? Some of the new Pokemon that they show off, like, well, new Gigantamax forms for the starters and stuff, but whatever.
That seems like a thing, like that should have been in the original game. But
I mean, that's everything. That's everything in this DLC, honestly.
Yeah, okay, but especially Gigantamax forms for the starter, because Hop is the only person in the entire game at like the finale that doesn't Gigantamax. So we should have had a Gigantamax starter, but hey.
Yeah, and like then it's okay. So then there's gonna be like a new co-op thing where you can catch all the legendaries, including new ones. Like you have like Reggie something else and Reggie Zap or whatever they're gonna call it. And there's like the legendary birds, but they look different, it's like weird different forms or whatever. So there is like new, and like and like there's a new Slowpoke that's gonna evolve and stuff, and you can get it now, and it's like
you can catch it.
Yeah, you can get like the new Slowpoke, but you can't evolve it until you buy the expansion pass, and it comes out in June.
You can catch it in the main game, but to evolve it, you need to buy the DLC.
Yeah, well, actually, that is the one thing that I was legitimately surprised at. Is they did actually say like, if you want the Pokemon, the new Pokemon and stuff, you don't need to buy the DLC. You can just trade them, and you can get them no problem. If you want to catch them yourself and stuff, then you have to get the DLC. But someone can trade them to you, no problem. So that was like,
that's fair because
okay. Because I was thinking like, okay, if they're gonna sell DLC, but there's gonna be like actually a bunch of new Pokemon and stuff in, and they're locked behind the DLC, that's super scummy. Especially when it's like, oh, remember when they said like, oh, we can't bring in all the old Pokemon. Also, kind of because it's really hard to have like game balance when there's so many Pokemon. So we're just gonna have a smaller amount of Pokemon, and the game balance will be a lot better. Also for like competitive and stuff. But then they're like, oh, by the way, here the Tapus are back, the Genies are back. Now the meta's fucked again.
It's like, balance, and you can catch all the legendaries now. It's like, fuck off.
Well, I mean, legendaries aren't allowed in competitive, most of them. But like, but the Tapus are, and the Genies are, and they fucking rule the meta. So yeah, they're back. So the meta's fucked again. Like, and first I thought, okay, are they gonna gate that behind a paywall? Because that's super scummy. But it's like, okay, you can trade them. All right.
Well, you can also send them over from.
Or you can send them over from Pokemon Home, coming out in February, that we still know fucking nothing about.
It's just gonna be Pokemon Bank 2.0, Lenny.
Oh yes, it will. They said like, oh, it would be cool to have like a bit of gameplay in it, but no, it's just gonna be that and maybe like a fucking little tiny Pokemon and me kind of thing. But like, who cares? And you're gonna have to pay money if you want to keep all your old Pokemon. It's like the scummiest thing they've ever done. I guess I can also say like the price tag if I'm honest, I was actually expecting them to just ask $20 for each of them separately. So 30 is like, oh, okay. I was expecting 40. I said 20 would have been the best price. Now it's 30. That's in the middle. Kind of steep.
How about this, Lenny? It's a DLC pass, and usually they create a third version or just 2 new versions of the game, and I mean, sure, they're usually very similar to the original game. Those games still add areas and stuff. I mean, I guess this DLC is gonna add more than the third version would, maybe.
I think if you have both of the DLC packs, I think that's more than what the usual third version adds. Except for maybe Black and White 2 and maybe...
Well, Black and White 2 are just new games.
Just Black and White 2, those are the best, obviously.
Yeah, so when, like, if it's a full price game for the Switch, it's $60, I think.
Yep, 60.
And the main reason for that price is because the Switch uses cartridges, and that's why, like, people talk about Switch tax. That's like, oh, because the cartridge costs more to produce than, like, a disc competitors use, right? So a DLC downloadable patch costs way less to produce for Game Freak, and then they still ask for $30 while, and I'm not like, I'm not saying Phoenix Wright is like the end all be all game, but a fully fledged Phoenix Wright game on the eShop is $25, I think. Maybe 20. I actually should check.
Yeah, but those are old games.
No. I mean the new ones when they released digital only.
Oh, you mean when the new ones first released on the
Yes.
3DS eShop?
Yeah. And the main reason for them being so cheap is because they're digital only. Because the production of the cartridges costs a lot of money, and the boxes and the like the art and the whatever, like that costs a lot of money. For this DLC pass, the $30 still feels steep to me, but I don't know.
No, it is like it should have been 20. I do remember the Breath of the Wild DLC. Was that also 30? It was, right?
I don't know.
The Breath of the Wild DLC, that DLC was not worth the money, I think. In the end, I was overpriced.
Yeah, but I still felt less bad about purchasing the DLC because the developers really deserved it.
Oh shit, no, the Breath of the Wild DLC was 20. Never mind, Pokemon Game Freak is fucking cheap.
Yes.
I mean, they are cheap for asking so much money.
Yeah, so
That's what I mean.
imagine this game soon, if you buy the DLC, is gonna cost $90.
Yeah, that's the thing that I also saw people say, like, if there was a third version, the people that skipped Sword and Shield could have been like, oh, I'm gonna buy the third version, then I have a better game. Now, if they want the better version of the game, they have to pay $90.
It's like this. It makes it like the Game Freak, the way they handle their games makes me so sad because like this is the best. I think it's the best selling game or the fastest selling game ever. I'm not 100% sure, but it did sell insanely well. And then when I think about like games like Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight, where these humble developers put in so much effort and ask for so much less money, like those people deserve anything they get. And then you got people like companies like Game Freak. I don't know if Game Freak's the issue. Maybe it's the Pokemon company. It's mostly the deadline they have to work with. Sure, but
I think it's mostly the Pokemon Company, but it's definitely a combination of the Pokemon Company and Game Freak themselves being kind of incompetent themselves.
Like, in my opinion, Game Freak or just these games don't deserve any of the praise or whatever they get.
Yeah, as it is
Compared
it is right now, at this moment, the Pokemon franchise isn't worth the amount of money / attention it gets.
They're just so lucky that Pokemon is so successful already and does get a lot of attention, like media attention, like everybody knows what it is. But if for example, if Pokemon didn't exist and this game released as a new thing, people would have been like, oh yeah, this is whatever.
Yeah. It's like, that's kind of cool. I like the monsters in it. That's cool.
This is like the sticker star of Pokemon games.
Yeah, I mean,
It's worse than X and Y.
yeah, that's the crazy thing. I think, like, not counting like third version, because I still think Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon in general were a bigger waste of money. But like, if you look at all the generations, this is by far, well, I wouldn't say by far, but still, like, I would rank them below X and Y, which is pretty crazy because I thought those games were kind of disappointing.
Oh yeah, they were. But it just comes down to they're not deserving of the best-selling game because, again, I just thinking of smaller developers that put in so much more effort and get so much less in return. And Game Freak gets all this attention because everybody knows Pokemon, and they just mistreat it horribly. That's just what makes me so sad and, I don't want to say angry, but peeved. The way Pokemon's handled, yeah, it just annoys me to no end. The franchise deserves so much more.
Yeah, and can I also mention the fact how the game isn't even out for 2 months and they already announced the DLC packs for $30?
Well, yeah, because they continued development after the games were done, Lenny.
No. It only comes out in June.
Oh yeah, so a lot of people buy it now. Like they got their money already.
They could have literally waited until April and be like, oh, surprise, there's DLC, and it comes out like next month or like in 2 months. And then people will be like, oh shit, and it's not even that far off. But now it's like, yeah, you literally just bought the games, now give us more money.
Yep.
They should have waited.
Yeah. It just, again, I told Lenny this before we started recording, but I'm not sure if I'm even gonna buy the DLC.
Yeah, me neither.
It's like,
I mean, yeah.
I'm just so done with
for me,
Pokemon.
Yeah, for me, it always depends on, like, they showed off all of this stuff. If they show off more new stuff, and it's like, oh, there's actually some more substantial new stuff in this DLC than they showed off today, then then I'll maybe consider it. But as this right now, I don't really care. $30 is too much.
It's like, this is gonna sound weird, but I guess my general thought is just, this game doesn't deserve any more of my time and money. It doesn't deserve that I put my time into playing it more. Hey, guess what? We're gonna record the post game soon.
Yes, enjoy, have fun, look forward to it.
So yeah, it's like, man, I just hope they take a 5-year break or whatever, 3 years, even 3 years is gonna give them enough time to create a good game.
Man, I hope so.
And I think next time a new game releases, I might just drop the, oh, I don't want to get spoiled thing, and just look and decide for myself if I think buying game is worth it. Because this game I bought mainly because of the shitstorm that was happening. It's like, I have to see for myself to believe, because I didn't know why the shitstorm was happening. And it was like, oh man, this is gonna be good. As in, this is gonna be terrible. As in,
Yes.
this is gonna be good. And it was. Actually, like, the start of the game was fun just because it was the start of the game and we were experiencing the game for the first time with the two of us. It would have been less cool if I was playing it alone, obviously. Then you sort of get into the groove and you follow the main Pokemon thing. It's like, yeah, whatever, stuff is happening, I'm fighting gyms. And I'm like, geez, plot should be happening. Where's the plot? And then plot doesn't happen. And then suddenly
Everything
half
happens.
an hour of plots, everything happens, and that was really fun. Just
because we were
it
losing
was-
our minds.
Yes, we were actually going crazy. Was any of the plot stuff revealed beforehand?
Nope.
Like, as they didn't have anything to show.
Oh, shots fired.
So yeah, I said this after Ultra Moon that I might drop. Well, my interest in Pokemon. I probably won't buy the DLC unless something insane happens. And
I
next
kinda doubt
games
it,
they're
but-
gonna release, I'm not sure. If it's a Sinnoh remake, again, unless something crazy happens with them, probably won't buy it.
Yeah,
'Cause
like Sinnoh
I've
remakes,
stopped-
I'll probably just skip them.
I've stopped caring. And I hope if they announce a fully fledged new game, it's not releasing fall 2021.
Yeah, I mean,
It
like,
should-
still for me, X and Y was a big disappointment. I was like, oh, whatever. And then yeah, Sun and Moon is like, oh wow, this is the game that should have been here from the start. I just hope that's gonna be a similar thing where the next game is be like, oh wow, this time now it looks more like a Switch game.
Yeah,
I wish this was here 3 years ago.
yeah. Yeah, and that's a game that's gonna sell badly.
Oh god,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah, but as much as they preach, like, oh, we always try to surprise our players and we bring new stuff to the table, they really don't. Like, I think Masood
Well, no,
was talking about...
they bring new stuff and surprises to the table for their players, but the players they have in mind is like the 6-year-old kids that play Pokemon.
They bring one flavor of new jam to the breakfast table.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
like
when we were talking
yeah,
about...
like you have a brunch, and they bring like strawberry jam and stuff, and now it's like, oh, but now we've got something new to bring to the table. It's raspberry jam.
Yes! That's Pokemon Sword and Shield explained with food.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it.
I guess so.
The games make me sad. And annoyed. And fuck you, Game Freak. Oh, by the way, the Mystery Dungeon game, whatever.
Oh yeah, remakes of the first Mystery Dungeon game, but also with like the new Pokemon and Mega Evolution for some reason.
Did anybody want this?
I don't know.
Like, I'm not gonna complain about getting something I didn't want, but... Like... Why? What is the reasoning behind remaking this game?
I don't know. Still, it looks kind of cheap. Who cares?
Anything to add?
Oh, I thought we were already done.
I'm not sure. Will we ever be done shitting on Game Freak?
I hope not. Well, actually, I hope so, because I would want Pokemon to be good again.
Hashtag make Pokemon great again. Hashtag take a freaking 5-year break, Game Freak.